My wife told me, "I don't need you." I replied, "Good luck then." Then I stopped funding her online store, removed my credit card from her account, took back the laptop I bought her, and watched her business die when the man she ignored finally walked away. Original post. I, 34 male, had been with Lauren, 32, for 7 years total, married for 3. We met at a tech conference in Austin where I was presenting on cloud infrastructure and she was attending workshops on digital marketing. She approached me after my panel, said she loved my insights, and asked if I wanted to grab drinks. That drink turned into dinner. Dinner turned into a weekend together. And within 6 months, she'd moved from Dallas to Austin to be with me. Lauren worked in marketing for a corporate firm when we met, but she hated it. The politics, the bureaucracy, the feeling that her creativity was being wasted on boring campaigns for boring products. She'd always talked about starting her own business, being her own boss, building something that mattered to her. I'm a systems architect for a major software company. I make good money, around $160,000 a year, plus bonuses and stock options. When Lauren and I got married, I told her that if she ever wanted to take the leap and start her own thing, I'd support her. We could live on my income while she got her business off the ground. 2 years into our marriage, she finally decided to do it. She wanted to start an online boutique selling handmade jewelry and accessories. She'd always been crafty, making earrings and bracelets for friends, getting compliments everywhere she went. "I think I could really make this work," she told me one night. "I just need some startup capital and time to build it." "How much are we talking?" I asked. "Maybe $10,000 to start. For inventory, a good laptop with design software, website hosting, photography equipment, initial marketing budget." I didn't even hesitate. "Let's do it." Her face lit up like Christmas morning. "Really? You mean it?" "Of course. I believe in you." So I funded everything. I bought her a MacBook Pro, top of the line, $2,800. I paid for her LLC registration, her business licenses, her website domain, and hosting. I set up a business credit card in my name, but gave her full access to use it for business expenses. I transferred $10,000 into a business checking account. I even cleared out our spare bedroom and helped her set up a home office with proper lighting for product photography. Lauren threw herself into it. She named her store Lunar Lux and spent months designing her first collection. She worked with suppliers, negotiated with manufacturers, built her website from scratch. I helped where I could, setting up her payment processing, optimizing her site's loading speed, helping her understand Google Analytics. The store launched in March. Sales were slow at first, which was expected, but Lauren was determined. She posted constantly on Instagram and TikTok, engaged with potential customers, ran targeted ads. I kept funding everything: the ad spend, the inventory restocks, the packaging supplies, the shipping costs. By summer, things started picking up. She was making sales, getting good reviews, building a following. She wasn't profitable yet, but she was trending in the right direction. I was proud of her. That's when things started to change. As her follower count grew, Lauren started spending more time on her phone. She'd be at dinner, scrolling through comments. She'd be watching TV with me, but really she'd be engaging with her Instagram audience. "Sorry, babe, I just need to respond to these DMs," became her constant refrain. I understood. Building a business required hustle. I didn't complain, but then she started making comments. Little digs at first. "You wouldn't understand. You just work a regular job," she said once when I suggested she take a day off. "It's different when you're building something that's actually yours," she said another time when I mentioned I was tired from work. I let it slide. I figured she was just stressed. By fall, Lunar Lux was doing better, but still wasn't profitable. She was bringing in maybe $3,000 a month in revenue, but after costs, she was barely breaking even. I was still covering all our household expenses: mortgage, utilities, groceries, insurance, everything. Plus, I was still funding business shortfalls when her credit card bill exceeded her revenue. One night in October, I sat down with her to talk about finances. "Hey, so I've been tracking the business expenses," I said gently. "We're about $18,000 deep into Lunar Lux now, and it's still not covering its own costs. I'm not saying we need to shut it down, but maybe we should talk about a timeline for profitability." She looked at me like I'd just insulted her. "Are you serious right now?" "I'm just trying to be realistic. I'm happy to keep supporting you, but..." "Supporting me? You mean investing in a business that's clearly growing?" Lauren, it's growing in followers, but the money isn't there yet. I'm just saying we should have a plan. The plan is to keep building. Rome wasn't built in a day, Marcus. I know that. I'm just asking for some kind of timeline or milestone where the business can sustain itself. She stood up from the couch. You know what? I don't need this negativity. I'm working my ass off, and instead of supporting me, you're nickeling and diming me like I'm some kind of burden. That's not what I'm doing. It's exactly what you're doing. Just because you work some corporate job where everything is predictable and safe doesn't mean you understand what it takes to build something real. She stormed off to her office and slammed the door. That was the beginning of the end, though I didn't know it yet. Over the next few months, Lauren became more distant. She spent almost all her time in her office. When I tried to talk to her about anything, us, finances, even just what to have for dinner, she'd brush me off with "I'm busy" or "I'm working on something important." The comments got worse too. "You just don't get entrepreneurship," she said once. "Maybe if you took more risks in your career, you'd understand," she said another time. "I'm building a brand. You're just maintaining someone else's systems." Each comment stung, but I kept quiet. I told myself she was stressed, that once the business took off, things would get better between us. In January, almost a year after launch, I checked our finances. I'd put in over $25,000 to Lunar Lux at that point. The business still wasn't profitable. Lauren was making around $4,000 a month in sales, but her costs were nearly the same. She kept saying she was on the verge of breaking through, that she just needed a few more months. I decided to try one more conversation. "Lauren, we need to talk about money," I said on a Saturday morning. She was on her laptop, editing product photos. "Can it wait? I'm trying to finish this." "Not really. I've been supporting Lunar Lux for almost a year now, and we're $25,000 in. I need to know when this business is going to support itself." She closed her laptop slowly and looked at me with an expression I'd never seen before. Cold, almost contemptuous. "You need to know?" she repeated. "Yes, I think that's fair. Let me tell you what I need, Marcus. I need you to stop treating my business like it's some kind of charity case. I need you to stop acting like you're doing me some huge favor. And honestly, I need you to understand that I don't need you." I felt like I'd been slapped. "What? You heard me. I don't need you. I was building a career before I met you. I'll keep building with or without you. The only difference is whether you want to be part of something successful or whether you want to keep being small-minded about money." I stared at her, trying to process what I was hearing. This woman I'd loved, supported, believed in. She was telling me she didn't need me? "Good luck then," I said quietly. "What?" I said, "Good luck. If you don't need me, then you don't need my money either." Her expression changed. "Marcus, don't be dramatic." "I'm not being dramatic. I'm taking you at your word. You don't need me, so I'm removing myself from the equation." "That's not what I meant." "That's exactly what you meant. And that's fine. But I'm done funding a business run by someone who looks down on me." I walked out of the room, went to my office, and started making calls. First, I called the credit card company. "I need to report my card as lost and cancel it," I told them. Within an hour, the business credit card Lauren had been using was deactivated. Second, I logged into our bank accounts. I removed Lauren as an authorized user on the business checking account I'd set up. I transferred the remaining balance, about $1,200, to my personal account. Third, I went into her office while she was out getting coffee. I took back the MacBook Pro I'd bought her. I left her old laptop from before we were married in its place. Fourth, I canceled the website hosting and premium plugins I'd been paying for monthly. I left the domain active so she wouldn't lose her URL, but all the premium features I'd funded, gone. Lauren came home an hour later. She went straight to her office. 5 minutes later, I heard her scream. "Marcus, what did you do?" She stormed into the living room where I was sitting with a book. "What did I do about what?" I asked calmly. "My credit card isn't working. My website is down. Where's my laptop?" "Oh, those things. Well, since you don't need me, I figured you didn't need the things I was paying for either. The credit card was in my name, canceled it. The bank account was in my name, closed your access. The laptop was purchased by me, took it back. The website hosting was on my card, canceled the subscription." Her face went through about 5 different emotions. "You can't do this." "I just did. You told me you don't need me. So prove it." "I didn't mean it like that." "How did you mean it then?" "Because from where I was sitting, you were pretty clear. You don't need me. You think I'm small-minded." You think my career is nothing compared to your brand. So go ahead and build it without me. Marcus, please. I was just frustrated. You know how hard I've been working. I do know. I've been watching you work while I paid for everything. While I supported you. While I believed in you. And you thanked me by telling me you don't need me. She started crying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Please, I need those things to run my business. Then I guess you'll figure it out. You're an entrepreneur, right? Entrepreneurs solve problems. I went to our bedroom and locked the door. Over the next week, I watched from a distance as everything fell apart for her. Without the credit card, she couldn't run ads. Her Instagram engagement dropped immediately. Without the premium website hosting, her site was slower and kept crashing during the few traffic spikes she got. She lost sales. Without the high-end laptop, she couldn't edit photos as efficiently. Her content quality dropped. Without consistent cash flow from me covering shortfalls, she couldn't restock popular items. Her inventory dried up. She tried everything. She called her parents. They didn't have money to lend. She applied for a business loan, got denied because Lunar Lux had no profit history and she had no collateral. She tried to get a regular job to fund the business, but she'd been out of corporate marketing for a year and had gaps in her portfolio. 2 weeks after our fight, she came to me crying. Marcus, please. I'm losing everything. I know I messed up. I know I said terrible things. But please, I need your help. Do you need me? Or do you need my money? I asked. Both. I need both. I was wrong. I'm so sorry. What specifically are you sorry for? For saying I don't need you. For taking you for granted. For making you feel small when you've done nothing but support me. I looked at her. Part of me wanted to forgive her immediately. But another part of me remembered every dismissive comment. Every eye roll. Every time she'd made me feel like I was the problem. Lauren, I loved you. I supported your dream with my money, my time, my belief. And you treated me like I was holding you back. Like I was some corporate drone who didn't understand real ambition. I know. I was wrong. You weren't just wrong. You were cruel. You took everything I gave you and threw it back in my face the moment I asked for basic accountability. I know. And I'm sorry. Please, can we fix this? I thought about it for a long moment. I don't think we can. Because even now, you're not apologizing because you actually understand what you did to me. You're apologizing because your business is failing. That's not true, isn't it? If Lunar Lux was thriving right now, would you be here apologizing? Or would you be in your office, ignoring me? She didn't answer. She didn't have to. I want a divorce, I said. Her face crumbled. Marcus, no. Please. I'm done, Lauren. I'm done being treated like an ATM. I'm done being disrespected in my own marriage. I'm done. She moved out 2 weeks later. Went back to Dallas to stay with her sister. Lunar Lux officially shut down 3 months after that. She eventually got a job at another marketing firm. Back in the corporate world she'd claimed to hate. We finalized our divorce 6 months later. No kids, so it was relatively straightforward. I kept the house since I'd been paying the mortgage. We split other assets fairly. I heard through mutual friends that she tried to date again, but kept comparing guys to me. She didn't realize what she had. One friend told me. She thought the grass was greener. I'm doing fine now. I'm 35, still at my job. Got a promotion actually. I've started dating again. Nothing serious yet, but I'm not in a rush. I learned something important from Lauren. You can support someone's dreams without losing yourself. But you can't build a partnership with someone who doesn't value what you bring to the table. Sometimes I think about what would have happened if I'd kept funding Lunar Lux. Maybe it would have eventually become profitable. Maybe Lauren and I would still be together. But I also know that I would have been miserable. Being someone's bank account isn't the same as being their partner. The last time I checked, Lauren had deleted all her Lunar Lux social media. The Instagram account with thousands of followers, gone. The website domain expired. The dream she'd built with my money, on my faith in her, had completely disappeared. And honestly, I don't feel bad about it. She told me she didn't need me. I just gave her the chance to prove it. She couldn't. Looking back, I realized that the business was never really the problem. The problem was that somewhere along the way, Lauren started measuring her worth by her follower count and measuring my worth by whether I questioned her. She wanted a cheerleader, not a partner. She wanted funding, not a husband. I hope she's doing okay now. I genuinely do. But I also hope she learned what I learned. That respect isn't optional in a relationship. That partnership means valuing what the other person contributes, even if it's not glamorous. that sometimes the people holding you up are the ones you don't notice until they step aside. When I stepped aside, everything she'd built collapsed. Not because I was sabotaging her, but because the foundation was never as strong as she thought. The business wasn't built on a solid plan or sustainable model. It was built on my money and my willingness to keep giving while she kept taking. I don't regret supporting her dream. I regret that she never appreciated the support. There's a difference between believing in someone and being used by someone. It took me too long to see which one was happening, but I see it now, and I'm never making that mistake again.